Here is brutally honest advice about porn that my younger self needed to hear. And it's definitely going to help you if you listen up, pay attention, don't get distracted by anything, and just listen to what I'm saying. Why listen to me? I was addicted to porn from 13 to 19, jacking off like a loser every single day. Then I was just sick of being a loser with no confidence, anxiety high, having no motivation. And I just felt disgusting every time I'd jack off, but I kept doing it. So I obsessed over porn addiction, how to quit the best way, the easiest way, the most common mistakes. And I've come up with a system that I use personally that helped me quit within literally months. And it's the best one on the internet. You can go and get someone else's system, get someone else's advice online, but it's going to take you twice as long to quit porn. These guys online that claim to have quit porn are either one, lying, or two, if they have quit porn, they're in the 30s, 40s, and great, they've quit porn, but it's taken them 20 years. So if you want to take their advice, fine by me, go and watch their video. If you want to take my advice from a 19-year-old who's quit porn, who's willing to share his secrets, then you've come to the right video. So the first thing I'll tell my younger self is this. Stop obsessing over the streak so much. The nofap streak does not matter. Just forget about it. Most guys make the same mistake. They start on nofap, obsess about getting to day 30, whatever day, because they think they're going to get a certain benefit on day 60 or something. The benefit never comes, and it's a stupid way to quit porn because you're currently addicted. You're watching it every day. That is one extreme. To go to the other extreme, to never watch porn again and to go on nofap, is stupid. You can't go from one extreme to the other. You can't go from watching it every day to quitting cold turkey, all right? Imagine the guy on a diet. He's obese. He eats every day. Imagine saying one day, right, no more sugar for you. You're never eating that again. You're having 3 salads a day for the rest of your life. Maybe he has motivation for 2 days. Then he'll quit and binge eat the next day. This is what happens when you go from one extreme to the other. And this is the most commonly pushed advice, to go on nofap. But there's a reason that 95% of guys who try and quit porn never quit, because they go on nofap and listen to these dickheads online. So stop thinking about the streak so much and actually learn how to quit porn and get rid of your addiction. And that brings me to my second point, which is adopting my system that I've called less fap. Simply this: fap less this month than you did last month. That's it. All right? That's the only rule you need to follow if you want to make more progress than 95% of guys on nofap or quitting porn in general. Just jack off less this month than you did last month and you'll be fine. If you watched porn 50 times last month, watch it 48 times this month, watch it 45 times next month, and just keep gradually going down like that, all right? Because this way, you still get to watch porn, so you're not going to be depressed and just hating life, and you're making progress every single month. It's a win-win, best of both worlds, and it's the easiest, best way to quit porn. It's my system, so use it, take it, and you will learn how to quit porn. Do this for 6 to 12 months. At the end of this time, for most guys, you'll be at the point where you're watching porn 3-4 times a month and it's not an issue anymore. You're not addicted. You occasionally watch it once a week, which I'm not saying it's good, but it's better than what it was before. Now, you're not addicted, but if you do want to go for your nofap streak now, you can, because your addiction is under control, right? So what do? Well, now that you're at the point where you're watching it a few times a month, you find it very boring sometimes to watch porn. You won't believe this happens, but you're going to find porn boring, all right? You're not going to have the desires to watch it. Your urges are not going to be as frequent or strong, so you'll be able to overcome them. And porn just becomes boring, and you actually start cringing at your past self for even thinking about watching porn. Because it's just dirty, and you realise that it's like your brain stops being retarded when you quit porn, and you realise how disgusting and dirty it is, right? So you get to this point and it's almost like a realisation. You're like, oh yeah, I'm not a loser anymore. But when I was watching porn, I was a complete loser. What was I doing? And this is when you go for the streak, because it's easy to not watch porn now. You can go for 30, 60, 90 days, whatever you want, but it'll become so much easier now that you've controlled the addiction, all right? When your addiction was here, sky high, and you're going for your nofap streak, it doesn't work. I've got your addiction under control. It's down here, so you can easily go for your streak now, all right? Now, I'm going to tell you one last mistake, but first, If you do on the full system that I've been talking about, that helped me quit porn easily, helped many guys do it, and it's the best one on the internet for quitting porn. I have no doubt in my mind about that. Top link in the description. I should be selling that for thousands of dollars, but I'm not. It is dirt cheap, so check it out now before I increase the price. Plus a free bonus section on how to speak and attract girls. I've chucked it in there because that becomes a lot easier when you quit porn. Now, one last thing you need to remember when you're going for your NoFap streak is this. Urges are still going to come. Just because your addiction is under control, you don't find porn as exciting, you're still going to get urges. They don't just disappear one day. I've not watched porn in over 100 days. I still get the urges to watch it, all right? The urges are very, very weak for me. They're very infrequent, but they still come, all right? So don't expect them to just completely disappear, because many guys come to me and they say, you know, I used your system, I took all your advice, I've pretty much quit porn for good, but I got an urge last night. I didn't jack off, but I got an urge and I just feel like a failure. And I was like, what? You didn't jack off, but you got an urge and you're mad at yourself. He's like, yeah, I'm a disappointment. And I'm like, you're not a disappointment, you're an idiot. Why on earth would you get mad at yourself for having an urge to watch porn? That is stupid. That's like getting mad at yourself for being hungry. It's a normal human emotion, right? So why are you getting mad at yourself for that? Now, I'm not saying the next time you get an urge, go and jack off. No, that would be weird. But the fact that you're getting an urge and getting mad at yourself is weird. I'm not sure if this relates to you, but I've had many guys come to me and be like, yeah, I've got an urge. I'm a failure. I might as well just give up. I'm like, what? Who cares if you've got an urge to watch porn? I still get them. I'm not a loser, so I don't go jack off. But so what if you get an urge? Accept it and move on. Now, if you want to overcome the urge, you're really struggling, the best thing you can do is this. Look at the environment you're in, and it's usually the environment that you jack off in every single day. For me, it was bedtime, obviously before bed, and I was in my room. This would be the comfortable environment where I'd watch porn every single day. It just became part of my routine. I couldn't go to sleep without it, right? So every time I got an urge in that environment, it would be nearly impossible for me to overcome it. And I'd always end up relapsing. Even if I didn't want to, I'd always end up relapsing. I tried many things. I tried meditating, sitting with my thoughts in that exact same environment that I usually jack off. I just stayed there. Obviously, none of this worked. The only thing that worked to me is this: taking action, getting up and moving myself from that environment, all right? That's the best thing you could do to quit a habit. Remove yourself from the environment that you usually do it in. I don't care if it's 10 o'clock at night for you, go for a walk, go outside, look at the stars, go and speak to your mum, get out of that environment where you usually jack off for just 5-10 minutes and then come back and see the huge difference. And this truly is one of the best things you can do for your urges, because back in the Vietnam War, I believe, American soldiers were struggling a lot and they were all put and took heroin to deal with, you know, the war and stuff when they were there. And the American government, they thought when these soldiers would come back from war, they would all be addicted to heroin, you know, they'd be struggling, so they were setting up all these rehab centres ready for them to come back. Now, when they did eventually come back, after taking all this heroin at war, almost none of them stayed and continued taking the heroin. Almost none of them were addicted to it. Why? What did they do? They changed their environment. In this war, they were taking the heroin, they were struggling. When they came back to their homes, to their families, the addiction pretty much went away for 99% of them because they changed their environment. And this is a heroin addiction we're talking about, not a porn addiction. Arguably worse, heroin addiction, right? So, when you're doing this with porn, just remove yourself from the environment, come back 5-10 minutes later, and you'll be shocked at how the urge just disappears. Most people won't take this advice. They won't do it because they're lazy. They want to just get the easy option and think of some advice that's going to help them just stay in bed, get up and move, and the urge will go. The lazy ones won't do this. The true people who are going to quit will do this. I hope this advice helped. I made many other videos on this topic, so check them out. This would have helped my past self, my younger self, so it will help you. I will help you quit porn. If you want faster results, learn how to get girls and quit porn, link below. Check it out before it's too late. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.